Hi, everybody. My name is Rita Crompton, and I am also known as the Inventor Lady. We've been doing a lot of talking about Archimedes' offspring, and we're going to continue with that thread again today with a little bit of a focus on just where you need to get to as an inventor. I had a lady call me today. She's getting ready to do some manufacturing. Patent is issued. And I said, well, before you get a bunch of these made, you might want to figure out how you're going to get rid of them so that you don't end up with several thousand in your basement that you're giving to your family as Christmas gifts every year for the rest of your life. And I have had inventors who have been caught in that dilemma. So before you get manufacturing done, you need to really focus on how are you going to sell these. So I said, have you thought about that? What stores are going to resell these for you? Are you going to go onto Amazon? And she said, well, I was going to build a website and sell them on my website. Not going to happen. Nobody knows your website is there. You've got to have better marketing than that. So again, what do? I told her, I said, for her product specifically, go to some of the smaller local hardware stores and see what they say, see what their price point is, if they would carry it and be a reseller. Ace hardware stores are great for small inventors. There's a local one here in Denver called Menards that is also great for the local inventors. But everybody's going to have their shop that can give you some feedback. Would they carry it? What is the price point? The multiple of 5 is critical. She'd never heard of that before. She'd done a business plan already, but she still didn't understand the multiple of 5. These things are critical. And when I get somebody who says, well, I've done my business plan. Based on what? You don't have a business yet. And so these are critical points that inventors need to know. You don't have a business yet because you haven't made any to sell any, and you don't know how you're going to get rid of them. So how does Archimedes Offspring help? As that mentorship part of the program, it's a mentorship and funding mechanism for inventors. They help get it teed up. They help ask those questions early on. Where is it going to be sold? What is the right price point? We go out to industry experts. Would you carry this? Would you be interested in licensing this? What do you see as the appropriate price point? The multiple of 5, and I always say this, it's not etched on Mount Rushmore, but it might as well be. The multiple of 5 has got very little give and take in it. A store owner knows this is going to be a sweet spot of $20. That means they're going to buy it for 10. A distributor bought it from you for 5, and that means you had to make it, package it, ship it, and insure it for 4. And that leaves you $1 to do all of your marketing, pay all your service providers, and get your product into the marketplace. And for a lot of inventors, that's a deal breaker. It's just impossible to do. And again, she had never heard of the multiple of 5. So when I started breaking it down and said, you're looking at using a local manufacturer to get 500 of these made. That might not be possible looking at the multiple of 5. The other thing I suggested is that, get multiple quotes, understanding that, if you have to go overseas to get the price point in the right spot, how many do you have to make? And again, then where are you going to go to sell them? The consumer determines the price point. If you look down a row of flashlights at a Target store, right? You know that you've got to be in that sweet spot someplace. You don't get to decide that you've got a better flashlight and you're going to sell it for $10 over the going rate. Nobody's going to buy it. It doesn't matter how wonderful you tell them it is. The consumer doesn't necessarily care, certainly not to a big enough point that, $5 more because it says made in America is going to be a determining factor. No, they look at the price point and it's like, then if it's got a Made in America sticker on it, they might say, oh, 50 cents is not a big deal. I'll buy Made in America. It is all about the price. Again, this is where Archimedes Offspring comes in and helps guide you through the process. It helps you determine where is it going to be made to fit that price point. Where is it going to be sold? It helps to tee you up and walk you through the process. You're not alone. We don't care if you've got a business plan. You don't need to have a business plan to get through these early steps. And I'm not saying that a business plan isn't a good idea at some point, but in these early steps, you really need to know, are you a startup business or are you a licensor who needs somebody else to make it, sell it, and send you a check? You can look at my Inventor's Galaxy Guide on my website, inventorlady.com. There's a list of criteria really that you're looking at. It says, if you think you're a startup, these are going to be your responsibilities. If you don't like those, then you're probably going to fit more into the licensing realm. Either one of these can put you into that Archimedes offspring vetting approach, wherever you want to get to down the road. It really is a matter of not being alone as you're getting things teed up, not throwing darts blindly at a dartboard. You need to know what the criteria is. You need to have a plan, not necessarily the traditional business plan. There's a big difference between setting up a pizza shop and getting a product into the market in North America, in the world. And those are the important questions that we're going to ask you. And those are the important questions that we're going to help you answer. So again, Archimedes offspring, it is out there helping you make these important decisions to gather this information. And once you go through the vetting process, even if you are not chosen, you still have the critical information you need to determine whether or not you want to get some of these made or you want to just go after licensing. It's better to know the answer to these questions before you have spent a ton of money and you end up with several thousand of these in your basement and nobody else wants another one. So join us. Rita at Archimedes Offspring is my email address. ArchimedesOffspring.com is the website. Read about the inventor side of it. Read about the investor side of it. Sign up for the updates. This is the way to get in touch and stay in touch. Join us. We are reinventing the way inventing is done in America and would love to have you on board. Thanks.